Good evening, Notre Dame fans. Mike Singer and Tim Hyde live on YouTube right after Notre Dame thumped Pittsburgh 58-7. I am not in my usual setup for folks watching on YouTube. As you can see, currently in the press box at Notre Dame. It's very loud, Tim. So we'll just go to you real quick. Your initial reaction to this game.
Hey, big win, fun game. I mean, my first reaction is, the history of this game is, you can probably talk to 100 people there in South Bend, is it's a slugfest. So Notre Dame, this is the first time since 2001 Notre Dame's won this game in South Bend by 10 plus points. So this felt like a Lou Holtz game. This felt like one of those games in the 90s where they just took Pitt to the woodshed. So nice win. You're coming off a bye. You got the ultimate high of what USC was. Who knows what the energy is going to be like. They sluggish start. You know what, Mike? And they're the completely better football team over the course of 60 minutes. And it started to show at the end of that second quarter. They got the mojo going, and they just completely boat raced Pitt the rest of the game. So great game. Kudos to them. A lot of positives. People, I'm sure we'll get a few negative comments and get into a few things. But on to Clemson, by the way, who lost. So the mighty Irish versus 4-4 Dabo Swinney. Who would have thought that 2 months ago, Mike?
Yeah, definitely, Tim. Do you have like an MVP of this game? Who stood out the most to you?
Oh God, Estime was just a stud. Some of his big runs, obviously. Watts, my Lord, seriously, again, 2 more picks again today. So he stepped up. I will say, and watching live was, the offensive line I thought played their tails off today. And Pitt has a really good. They're up there high in the TFL sacks, real mega categories. They've lost some great D linemen over the years, a ton of them, but they're still really good up front seven. I thought the big five played their tails off. So some of the stuffs early on were just guys, once again, 9-man in the box, edge pressure coming off free hitters. Once they started to clean that up, which they did by formations and motions, it was piece of cake running the ball. So kudos to them. But yeah, Estime was a stud today. He was an absolute monster.
Yep, Notre Dame 58, Pitt to 7. And my final thoughts and preview, video I did with Horka, because you were out. Are you feeling okay, Tim?
Oh my, hey, thank you, Singer. I have not been on a deathbed in probably 30 years. Have I ever been that sick? So anyone out there, if you wish anything upon anyone evil, never wish a migraine on someone. That is pure hell. Excuse my friends. That was not fun for 3 days. So I'm over that. What a game to celebrate and be over the cold, can I say?
Yeah. Yeah. So the spread started at 16.5 and went all the way up to 21. I think it landed around 21.5.
Crazy.
Pitt's not great, but 21 points for a Notre Dame offense that has not looked good.
I agree.
But hey, Tim, again, 51-point win. You had 2 special teams touchdowns. You had a pick 6. And then the offense really just rolled there at the end of the game. Do you want to talk about the beginning of the game? Sam Hartman was not good out of the gate, but not a terrible stat line for him, Tim. 18 of 25, 288 yards.
I know.
That's a lot of yards for him. He hasn't thrown close to that in a while. And then he did have the 2 picks, but I thought he settled down, after those 2 picks.
Yeah, real quick, going on the point spread, that's my prediction for this game was just going to be a slugfest, sloppiness, going back to the offense. I thought defense would play his tails off. I was looking at one of those, 26-12 type of a games. I didn't know if they would cover because, by the way, Pitt has covered 5 consecutive times in South Bend. Starting, I hate to say it, with the infamous Tyler Palco 5 touchdowns in 2004 game against Notre Dame. And, they've covered 5 in a row since then. So in the last 2 games they've had, Notre Dame was 18.5 and a 22-point favorite. So it's like, who knows where the mindset is. And it looked like that early on, they were unbelievable. They were they were moving the ball. Hartman was on outside of just a couple plays. And it was just the 2 interceptions were just bad plays. The first one to Rico, by the way, if you watch it closely on the replay, the Pitt DB grabs Rico's arm literally grabs his arm, and Rico reacts to the arm pull instead of the ball, which probably would have got a PI for him. But that happened. It was just, bad placement. And then, the next one was just straight up force. You get in the red zone, you're going to get points. And he forced it. He forced an RPO. The backer really didn't bite on the run. He just sat there, and Hartman tried, threading it in between three guys, and it's not going to happen. My worst one is the fourth down play. That he has Evans wide open on a corner route on the one, when they go for it, and he holds the ball. It's like, dude, they're bringing 7 dudes, man.
Yeah.
Pick them up. The backer picks them up. The 5 pick up theirs. There's a free hitter, and he holds the damn ball, and it's right there, and he throws it behind him. That's the one out of all the throws I thought was his worst one. Outside of that, he got the ball out on time, dinking and dunking. The pass to Tobias, where in the hell has that been all year? That's the one we've been waiting on really since Navy, since the start the Navy game when he missed it down there. But beautiful ball that was, by the way. You go back and watch that thing. That is as spiral as you could get for that big 40-some-odd yard catch. So overall, an efficient day. His numbers look, at least touchdown numbers. He didn't get any. He gets one. By the way, the one that gets called back, Evans doesn't even have to do a damn thing. He gets in the way, and it stays the touchdown. So on that one, but I thought he was efficient outside of really 3 bad throws, and really it was just mistakes I felt with him, just his mechanics and throwing the ball, throwing off his back. He threw off his back foot on one of them. It was the freaking one on the RPO when he threw it into triple coverage. Just threw it on his back foot, just throwing it up there. So, but they survived, huh?
Yeah. I gotta just show the. I gotta show.
Look at that.
Gotta show the office. I mean, for this post game show. I mean,
not a bad weekend for you.
Should I just stand up and just do it the entire time? I wish I could. Okay. Yeah, lots to talk about. I want to talk about Steve Angelli a little bit because the dude looked fantastic. I mean, I'm not out here going to say that Notre Dame is not going to take a transfer quarterback now because of that performance, but that ball to Flanagan was outstanding. And Tim, I'm going to go to you, but first,
go for it.
3:30 p.m. was game time for this game, and let's hear from GameTime.co. It's definitely a place that you're gonna. It's just the website and the app that you're going to want to check out for the ticket buying process, because it can be stressful. You got to find that event you want to go to. You got to get the seats. You got to go through the ticket purchase process. It can be stressful, especially if you're like me and you buy tickets at the last minute. But it shouldn't be stressful. That's where we're going to introduce you to GameTime.co. It's not .com.co. Fast and easy way to buy tickets for sports, music, comedy, and theater near you with killer last-minute ticket deals, so you can relax and get fun. Relax and get ready for that fun that you are going to have. Best thing, they will guarantee the lowest price or will refund you 110%. Use the promo code BGI, 3 letters there, BGI, for $20 off your first purchase. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code BGI. Download Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, Tim. Angelli, 6 of 7, 92 yards and a touchdown. And that Flanagan throw, that was against his body, or you know what I'm saying. It was a nice ball there.
No, that was nice. You know me, man. I'm all about De La Salle football players. So just real quick before that one, Flanagan on the Estime run. People go back and watch that. At the end, Flanagan blocks 2 dudes, rolls off a guy, pancakes the son of a gun as Estime's crossing the goal line. And he just gets up and just, this is what I do. Love Flanagan. You've been talking about him. I mean, that dude's, I love De La Salle football players at Notre Dame. They all play and they're all dudes. But yeah, heck of a pass by Angelli. I love the RPO to phase on, just a quick flick of the quick out. It reminded me of Jack Cohn, because Cohn was so good with those 7-8 yard out routes. He looked really good there. And the slant. Holy moly, Mike. First off, Mike, we saw a pass to Tobias Merriweather, which, we've only heard about this for 2 years. What was that, 40 some odd yards? And some freshman named James got a slant for a first down. Who would have thought 2 guys that have just been nowhere to be found make big plays. Obviously, James was way late, obviously in garbage time, but the fact Angelli, a beautiful, beautiful pass to Braylon James. That was my favorite pass from Angelli tonight.
Yeah, I liked the one to Merriweather. We kind of layered it right over the linebacker. Yeah, so yeah, shout out to him. The press conference, Marcus Freeman's press conference is about to play over the speakers here, so I will really lean on you here, Mr. Hyde.
Get ready for Clemson. That's what I want.
Do you want to talk about the mismanagement at the end of the first half? I mean, look, it didn't matter, obviously, but that was not great.
Yeah, that just drove me nuts because sometimes I'm like, you're being too cute, and then obviously the pick play it caught. I mean, you're not playing, and you're trying to milk it down and get it, and they got called with the pick play on Evans, which like I said, he did not need to do that, for crying out loud. Stays runs right by his guy. He's open just on his own. And then obviously they get the PI on the next play, and it's only 3 seconds. It cost him. Yeah, Freeman's just trying to be too cute, which I get it. If you're going against a high-powered freakazoid quarterback, you're going against Pitt. Who cares if you gave Pitt the ball back with 28 seconds on the clock? Really? That was my thing. Like, you're trying to overthink this thing against Pitt. Didn't need to get done. It cost him, but you're right. It didn't cost him in the end, but at that time, remember, it was only 14-0. It was still sloppy. All you needed, it felt like 2018, the start of the second half. That guy goes on a KOR touchdown for Pitt to start the second half. And it's like, dude, don't let this thing get into that type of atmosphere. So it was just a little stupid mismanagement. He'll learn from that.
You want to talk about these DBs? So game time decision that Ben Morrison was not going to play. Cam Hart played early, had a couple tackles, then came out. And then Mickey had the pick six, a little up and down for him at times. He tried to jump that pick early and missed it, but that's just Jade Mickey's ultra aggressive. But he had the nice pick six on an errant throw by Vayer. I almost called him Ben Morrison because Christian Gray kind of looks like a Ben Morrison out there, but even a little bit longer, I feel like. Christian Gray's interception was outstanding. What do you want to say about those two defensive backs plus Xavier Watts, another 2-pick night?
Yeah, Watts is just starting to roll into just being who he is, the straight up dude. I mean, I remember you and I was pounding the laptop last year in our post game shows, like, play Watts more. It's driving me nuts last year they didn't play him more, because he was clearly the better football player in the first half of the season at safety, but he was still learning, still getting that experience. By the second half, he had grown into that guy. And this year, he's going to be on one of the 3 All-American teams, first, second, third team. I'm thinking the AP team is what I always talk about. So he's going to go there. He's having a hell of a season. But, Notre Dame, I believe, came into this game number 3 or 4 in passing efficiency or total passing yards given up. The only ones ahead of them is the Big Ten with no quarterbacks: Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. They played no quarterbacks, and then it's Notre Dame right there. So yeah, you got before the game, Morrison's trying to go and he's got the quad, he can't go. Mickey to me scares the hell out of me. He is hit or miss. He scared. He does. He scares me. I love my SoCal guys. Corona Centennial, hell of a player. He just, man, all that guy wants to do is jump picks. And he did it early, Mike. He almost got one early, and he just missed another one. He missed like 2 in the first half. So he's ultra aggressive. You said that perfect there. But for him to bite, and they're playing cover 2 trap where he jumps the slot, he jumped that thing just perfect. But to get the call before the game, like, you're going, because literally the press announcement that came out like 2 hours, an hour and a half before kickoff, it said everyone on the 2 deep is playing. So that must have been Morrison in warmups. It's like, I'm not going today. So here's Mickey right away, which is awesome. And then, dude, Christian Gray, man. We talked about him on signing day when he committed, all that. You met him and you said he was sick. The dude, you said he's like 6'1". He plays like he's 6'4". He plays like he's long as hell, man. He is outstanding. And Hart got a little dinged up, and you got basically 2 young Bulldogs out there played their butts off. And not that Pitt's a high stake pass attack, but they had some really good wide receivers that can make plays out there. But for those guys to really get you're looking at a whole game experience for down the road. Kudos to those guys for stepping up.
Tim, you said hell twice tonight. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? I mean, what is wrong with you, Mr. Hyde?
I'm trying to be clean. But no,
right.
You know what? I'm fired up. Just real quick, fired up because I mean, obviously the USC game was awesome. That was just electric. And that program might be gone right now. They may go 6-6. I saw they were losing at Cal today.
They lost. They lost.
Exactly. So Notre Dame just ripped the heart out of Lincoln Riley and those guys. So that's official. Holy moly. So that SC program was lighting it all up, hot, ready to roll, Caleb. And Notre Dame, I mean, let's be honest, Notre Dame destroyed them. They're done. They killed their team this year. And you get the bye perfect because this team's so beat up. Pitt, I love Pitt's interesting because Pitt's like, I wish Notre Dame and Pitt would play every year just because of the nature of where they're from. Pitt, the ruggedness, recruiting that area. Notre Dame historically is awesome, but I hate the game because every time these guys play, it's a war.
All right, yeah, Cal Pitt game Cal USC game's not over. Sorry, I was reading a text message. Someone said Cal beat USC. That game is not over. Sorry, guys.
No, that's yeah, but I know Cal was up by like 10 or 11, 12 points or something at halftime, if I remember right. But no, and that's why I'm excited. Notre Dame came out and just really, really huge win, a lull. They really only practiced a couple days. It sounded like everyone that starts was just sitting on a bed, just getting their hamstrings stretched and getting iced all week while the young guys practice, which is fine. And now you had to regroup it, a physical Pitt team. And once that game got rolling, you just saw the athletes Notre Dame has is there. And I'm sure there was a part of that game too where they're already thinking we got Clemson. No matter what Clemson's record is, obviously them losing, Notre Dame is so perfectly set up to go to a New Year's Six game. Now with Oklahoma losing, you're going to have one of those, the Big 12 is going to have a team with 2 losses. Notre Dame could jump them in the final rankings. Notre Dame get in that top 10, secure a bowl bid for the New Year's Six. You beat Clemson, they're not going to lose the next against Wake and Stanford. Let's be honest. So big 2-week stretch for theirs.
All right, we got a few super chats.
Go ahead. No, go for it.
Few super chats, but we're going to hear from our sponsor, and we really appreciate Irish Realty for being a sponsor of our post-game show. It's Irish Realty is your ticket to experiencing Notre Dame all year long. It's a great time to enjoy football weekends in South Bend. I definitely have so far, and it's a new era of men's basketball in the top-ranked women's hoops program. Don't forget hockey, baseball, and that NCAA champion lacrosse team. Irish Realty is the market leader, whether you're looking for a condo, townhouse, or a second home in Notre Dame country. Check out the affordably priced Eddy Square townhomes, 3-story units starting in the mid 300s. Brennan's View luxury condominiums near Eddy Square, or the Echoes Villas, 4 and 5 bedroom upscale retreats. Don't miss the villas as well. A new community just north of campus, whether it's for pure enjoyment or an investment property opportunity. Irish Realty has you covered in the Notre Dame market. Check out irishrealty.net for more. irishrealty.net/walk-to-ND. Check it out. Appreciate you, Irish Realty. Super chats, Tim. Jonesy likes my jacket. Appreciate it. It's not a nice jacket. It just happens to look good according to you. So I appreciate it, Jonesy. Thank you for the 5 trash. That's great win. Always fun to show up former teammates. Yeah, Jerkovic, Simon, Sebo. This win indirectly humiliates Louisville. I mean, Louisville still gets the last laugh. They beat Notre Dame. Like Mike, love Tim. I mean, I agree. Today has been a great game. Go Notre Dame trash. Thank you very much.
I'll take, just 30 seconds. Exactly. Today's been a great day. It's nice when you win and you just annihilate someone like that. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun for Notre Dame to do that against a Power 5 program. I mean, Pitt just beat Louisville a couple of weeks ago. Their quarterback, he slid wrong. If he doesn't slide, they're on a couple game winning streak coming into South Bend. So, it's just good to beat Pitt and Pat Narduzzi. Everyone knows about him and his hatred for Notre Dame. So that's another thing real quick on Freeman. I love that he got in that last touchdown because Narduzzi is just a complete ass. And that dude he's so anti so anti Notre Dame that kudos to Freeman for like, yeah, let's go get another one. Angelli, open it up, let him throw the ball. Love it.
All right. And Just ND Gal says Tim Hyde looks pretty too. Great shade of blue. I mean, Tim Hyde. When I grow up, I want to look like Tim Hyde. I say that all the time. He's a handsome fella. Is the noise still okay, Tim? I know Freeman's talking right now. It's okay. All right, good.
Mike, you're live at the game. I think that is an awesome atmosphere for our show. So we'll enjoy a nice spanking of Pitt. You're live. Hey, we're all taking it in and enjoying it tonight.
Still muted. Yeah, there you could see up on the screen there. There's Freeman talking. So he's very loud.
That place really clears out, doesn't it? Though.
Yeah.
As soon as the game ends, boom, gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Trash says we don't need a transfer QB. Let's go with our boys. Tim, let's talk about this in the Wednesday show because you watched my video with Hork. Trash, appreciate the $2. So we'll talk about this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Wednesday night. You want to move it up.
Yeah, I needed to move it up due to a personal reason, so we're going to do that. John says, "Can we address the elephant in the room?" See an elephant in the press box. Why was Singer staring at Hartman like he stole his woman and betrayed his family? Did you see this tweet, Tim? You saw this tweet.
Yeah, I commented. I was more interested in Joel's neck. How large is that neck on Joel? Yeah, by the way, who took that photo? Kyle Kelly looks like he's getting ran over by a kid. So
Kyle was shooting a video. Yeah, that was actually our photographer. So you ever hear like a photographer takes a picture of a recruit at a visit, and just in that moment they don't look happy, and people are like, "Wow, this kid's not enjoying his visit, guys." It's like a photo, like. So I have nothing against Sam Hartman. I was a little ticked that he shaved his beard.
I was going to say that, Mike. I was going to say you look more disappointed because you wanted to see the beard. You wanted to see it. You wanted to almost touch it and feel it, but you didn't get that.
Do I have a Lloyd Christmas haircut? That's what people were saying. I'm like, damn it. Is my hair that bad? I know I don't have a Tim Hyde head of hair, but I don't think it's quite Lloyd Christmas. Maybe I was jealous.
I don't think it's that. Mike, it is definitely not Lloyd's. I guarantee you.
Oh man, I do need a haircut.
I love it.
Yeah, moving along. I'm just looking at my notes. I don't know if you know what. Let's talk about Jordan Faison. Okay. Stat line for him.
Oh, and then talk about number 4. Bring up number 4, the other little slot. Oh
yeah,
my God.
I want to talk about Faison though. 1 catch, 14 yards. But in the return game, he had that 20-yard run where he was breaking tackles. Pitt was terrible tackling. I mean, Notre Dame was just bouncing tackles. Yeah. But I wanted to point out with Faison, played a ton. How about him catching punts? How about Notre Dame's trust in him to catch punts when the game was not away? It wasn't like the game was like, I mean, Notre Dame was going to win that game, but it wasn't like, 50 points at that point when he started catching punts instead of Tyree. I just wanted to throw that out there that this staff trusts Jordan Faison. I think that's pretty cool, Tim.
The guy, Mike, man, since you and I have just started any shows live chatting about, man, all I've wanted to see is someone with some wiggle, someone with a little shake out there, right? Someone who can shake their hips, and not on the dance floor, but on the football field. And Faison can shake, and he is electric, and I cannot wait to see him keep growing, learning this offense. Mike, he is going to be an absolute dude for the next couple of years. He is. He's in the rotation. He's not going away. He's only going to keep growing, developing, and getting better. He is electric. Get the ball in that guy's hands as much as you can. And that's why I texted you and Mike Goolsby, like, because Thomas had that sore hamstring. If Faison runs that post, it's a walk-in touchdown. Thomas beat that guy. It's a walk-in touchdown, but his hammy was tight and he pulled up. That dude's electric, absolutely electric. But that was Tobias's touchdown as well. Tobias's touchdown because they doubled. It was either Faison or Tyree. They doubled the heck out of him because that's the play Tyree scored against USC. Faison scored against Louisville. So they doubled the trips guy and they left the slot open, which was Tobias on that big catch. So Faison's an electric guy. And my 30 seconds, high five to Chris Tyree. Dude, I mean, one of the best punt return touchdowns I've seen. Just dance and run around. It looked like Zibikowski's against SC, the way he had to move, wiggle through guys at the beginning. It was awesome. So great job by Tyree. A couple other big plays. Man, can he get to 1,000? That was one of my 5 points, Mike. Get him the ball a little bit more and get him 1,000 total yards.
Just got a text that Notre Dame Clemson game is looking like a noon kickoff, which says a lot about Clemson right now. But still, it's a big college football game. Notre Dame Clemson. I don't care what the records are, but noon kickoff.
It's going to be big because there's another one, Mike. I mean, Diablo. I think they're 4-4. So if someone in the chat could, I think they are 4-4 now, dude. They could leave Clemson knocking them to having a under 500 record. That was on nobody's bingo card when we were doing predictions in August. So absolutely amazing. But you know what it is, and we'll get into this Wednesday a little bit more as well, is they are horrible on offense. If Notre Dame breaks 4-4, holy moly. They got 4 losses in the ACC. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And,
my father-in-law just texted me, hey, great game. And I took a picture of, hey, I'm doing my show with the backdrop. And so you guys might have seen my phone. Do you like my phone case, Tim? Are you a Waffle House guy by any chance?
Great Waffle House in Long Beach, California. I've been there many times.
Yeah. So this is my phone case. My sister-in-law got me this. So,
love it.
So yeah, $10 super chats. Void Walker, appreciate you. Says, I was blessed to see this game in person. Me as well. It was awesome. From what Mike and Tyler talked about, turnovers looked bad at first. Listening on my way back to Indy. Any word on Mitch Evans? Yeah. In my video yesterday with Tyler, we talked about, hey, when the turnover battle, it's just like, don't let this Pitt team in the game have turnovers. Yes. I mean, there's six picks today, Tim. But Notre Dame threw, 2 turnovers or had 2 turnovers. Pitt had 5. Tim, 5. I will see what's going on Evans if anyone's. I'm sure Freeman's given somewhat of an update on that.
Yeah, he's probably. I bet he's saying he's going to wait for the MRI or whatnot. I do not like to play doctor. I don't like. My wife liked Grey's Anatomy. I never watched an episode, so I'm not going to do doctor. But I mean, he got hit on the knee pretty bad. So hopefully, fingers crossed. And you hate to say anything about that position because Mitch Evans was just, he's a stud. See, it does not know no stat. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. They're going to do MRI. They're going to do all that stuff real quick, take x-rays and everything. But Notre Dame has some dudes at tight end. Remember, Evans missed most of the NC State game. Stays balled out and really stepped up. Stays did again today with some nice catches and everything. Raritan played a ton as well, which I bet you now with Eli, where if Evans is out, Eli's just going to finish this season. No more thinking about redshirting him or anything. He burned his year last year. He's going to have to do it again this year and play. I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps in there and is instantly that number 2 tight end with Stays. So, but Evans is a dude. But I think Stays could come in there and make some plays against Clemson next year or next week. Excuse me.
All right. I had a note down. How bad must Phil Dracovic be to not be the starting quarterback? I mean, Veyer, and I that kind of sounds like a jerk comment, but like Pitt was terrible, Tim. It was not a good team.
Yeah, they're they don't try. I mean, obviously they're ultra conservative on offense, and they only he's young. They're just limiting him and things of that nature. He threw a couple nice balls here and there, but it was one of those games where Pitt was only going to get into it if something crazy happened and whatnot. And at least the Hartman interceptions happened way down in the red zone where it didn't give Pitt a short field to get any mojo and whatnot. So that was the positiveness of those 2 interceptions from Hartman. But that's not a good Pitt team. I mean, that's what I was saying. I felt like it was watching one of the 90 games with Holtz. 96? I think they won 60-6, something like that. So this is what it felt like. So it was a ugly football game from Pitt all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, I'm just looking through my notes. We love the Braylon James sighting. Tobias with the nice catch down the field. Thought Tyree looked good. What did you think about the Walshed up? My wife Jamie says hi. Hi Jamie. Hope you're well. I really appreciate the $10. What did you make of the play calling tonight, Tim?
Yeah,
I
I'll tell
like
you what,
I loved it. Is that okay, guys?
people,
I thought it was really good tonight. I
Mike.
don't like what what
No, I'm saying Mike, is that I agree with you. Like,
it was
I mean,
really good.
why? Once again, I'm not on other YouTube shows for Cincinnati, or I'm not, hanging out seeing how the Texas Tech fans are doing on Saturday nights. We're sitting here talking Notre Dame fan, but I know SC because I got a good buddy who does a podcast with SC, and I got a good friend that works in the film department for a USC football. So I know how the USC fan bases are and whatnot. And believe me, they're not happy either. But man, the amount of Notre Dame always has to have a boogeyman. There's always has to be a boogeyman somewhere. Last year, people wanted Golden fired. He was horrible. He's atrocious. And now they're like, man, can we give this guy a raise and make it his raise so big it's ironclad he can't go anywhere? It's like, come on, people. Now it's total reverse. Once again, amazing what happens in a year 2 of a coordinator rather than year 1. Let's always remember that. But
Tim,
what is
has Golden done anything differently this year than last year?
oh, it's the
It's the
same.
same. It's the
What has
same.
Maris said? Maris, JD, all these guys have talked about. They're like, we know the calls, every single one, more and more and more. I'm telling you, with new coaches, it's just all about verbiage, all about their quirks, learning how they interact, learning how to learn how they teach off of film and whatnot. It's been a process from Clark Lee to Marcus Freeman to Al Golden. You got 3, Mike. I mean, you handle recruiting. Can you not? There's 3 completely different dudes on the recruiting trail, right? So how are Lee, Golden, and Freeman in the linebacker room talking to linebackers? Completely different, just like they would be on the phone talking to a recruiter at a high school. But people talk about, well, Parker needs to throw the ball more. He does all the time. He threw the ball. I got pass, run, pass, 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 pass. One drive, all passes. So, but he needs to pass more. Then you got run, pass, 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 run. So it's like he's constantly moving the flow, and I don't think there's any negativity from his calls out. With the flow. The Notre Dame would have scored every darn drive today. It was just a couple bad throws from Sam Hartman. So I don't know how Parker threw the ball. And just going back, Mike, we can talk about more of this on Wednesday and I'll save it. But I've gone back and just charted the Power 5 games on offense and their efficiency on first down. It's a lot higher than people think it is. And we could get into that Wednesday.
Yep. Tweet from Jack Sobel. Blue and Gold says Cam Hart suffered an upper body injury, shoulder or arm, during the game. According to Freeman, Benjamin Morrison injured his quad during the week. So Morrison should be okay for Clemson. Don't know the status of Hart at this point, but we will certainly know more on Monday. Hope everyone is well. If you're just joining with us live, I'm in the press box.
Put up that Cal score some guy just posted.
Yes, someone said 43-29 Cal as we are recording this live at 7:21 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, watching back, please hit the thumbs up on this video. And subscribe to our channel, of course, for more content. If you're listening via podcast, appreciate you guys as well. Just leave us a kind review wherever you listen to your podcast. Any other takeaways you want to talk about, Tim, before we sign off today? Because it's going to be a shorter show today.
Yeah, no, of course, especially with you in lovely South Bend. Defense, there's really nothing to talk about. Those dudes flew all over the darn place. Maris Lea fell out. First play of the game, sack, has a big PBU. JD played outstanding. The big boys up front did what they did. Yeah, the story of the defense is just the 2 corners. Just to get 2 corners coming in, playing outstanding, and just constantly seeing the development of Xavier Watts is awesome. So big. God, man. But they've been there all year, Mike. It's like, I mean, who has really scored on these guys? Couple bad plays against NC State. Really, it's really it. Overall, it's been an efficient season, and that's the tune-up now going into Clemson, which they have really struggled. Klubnik, I watched some of the game today, and I watched one of their game. I watched the Miami game a week ago, man. And you rattle that guy, that dude's going to run for his life. He is a frightened turtle. When he feels anything, he panics. So Notre Dame's going to bring the house on him, and they don't have any dudes at wide receiver. Hopefully, Hart's healthy. You get Morrison that leg nice and treated. That's probably smart to keep him out today. Needed him more so for next week. So I see Notre Dame's defense just swarming the living heck out of Clemson next week.
Kevin said Mike's going to talk about. I wanted to talk about last night with Kyle Kelly. We were on the road. Saw CJ Carr last night, and he was outstanding. And then we got Taco Bell, and then got in South Bend this morning.
Hey,
so no Taco Bell tonight.
Yeah, quick 5 7. Where's I always liked his tight end. Where's he going, by the way?
Dylan Messman.
He was a good football player.
He was wearing a Louisville. He's committed to Louisville.
Gotcha.
Yeah, committed to Louisville in the spring. He's a good player. Yeah, 4-star kind of prospect in my opinion. Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, really good football player.
Yeah, for sure. You guys were making me laugh in the YouTube comments as always. I will not be going to the Packers tonight. I'm smarter than that. We'll see maybe tomorrow.
Is that place going to? That place is zoo after games, especially after they just beat the heck out of Narduzzi. So there you go. They're ringing the bell, getting hyped.
Yeah, I got too much work to do tonight after this thing. But yeah, it's nice to not have a 7:30 kick. It's 7:24 right now, and this is usually when Notre Dame's about to kick off recently. So I'm definitely fine.
Exactly. I mean, we go till 12:30 and late on these nights. So it's going to be nice. Get a nooner against Clemson. That's even better. So there you go.
Mike Hansen says, "Am I too late for the Angelli Love Fest?" No, it's never too late. Seriously, Steve looked really good. I mean, look, guys, it's garbage time, but he looked comfortable and threw some nice passes. I mean, yeah. So you love to see that. I think I had one more thing for you, Tim. I'm just going through my notes.
No,
I guess with the 51-point win like this, is there anything really to take away, kind of like a big picture? This impacts the season in this way, and anything like that for you? Anything you learned about this team?
No. This has been a really good football team all year outside of, a couple lapses, obviously Louisville. I mean, even the Louisville game, that thing was 17-13 at one point. And it was just like, is Notre Dame going to, boom, get a big play and wake up and take this thing over? And it just didn't happen. But no, I mean, games like this are just fun. End of the season at home, you go and spank the living heck out of someone, out of a team you don't like. Pitt, Notre Dame are not sweet, cuddly friends. So no, that's what I take out of this. And then just like you said, Mike, the fact that Angelli, that's probably one of the biggest takeaways is how much playing time he got. Some of those young guys, saw Bubakar out there again. So that's his 4th game, I believe. So is he going to keep playing and just burn his red shirt and just let him play and get some more reps? If they do, hopefully it's some meaningful spots on some 3rd down packages. That's what these games turn into. We talk all the time on the message board, and just everyone Notre Dame fans is Notre Dame needs to get reps, got to get these young guys reps. Well, I got a ton of them today for those guys, and games like this are always needed late in the year to give some guys some rest. So
if you had to guess what the point spread was for this game, Tim, Notre Dame versus Clemson, what would you say?
Before the game, I would say Notre Dame a 3-point favorite on the road at Clemson. First off, you know what? I'm going to check my numbers. I don't think Clemson has lost 2 home games 10, 12 years at home in a season. So obviously this is a different Clemson team. So it's going to be a dogfight for those guys.
So here it is right now. It's 3 points. And I actually saw a different website earlier today that said -2 for Clemson. So
with them losing, I can see Notre Dame a field goal favorite because Clemson still has a good D. They're solid on defense, athletes on their offense. I don't know how. I mean, obviously football's crazy. All it takes is a stupid play, a turnover, special teams, and you get the crowd into it and rally like mad. But I don't see their weapons. Will Shipley's a stud, but is he going to take off for 225 yards and 3 touchdowns against this Irish defense? I don't see it. They don't have the perimeter guys. This is going to be a hell of a. I mean, Notre Dame may have more speed at wide receiver than Clemson, and that who would have ever thought that? So, not a big Clemson fan. I am blown away just how average they've been, and they've been that way since Duke. I watched the Duke from start to finish. Watched it on the replay, getting ready for Duke. Clemson blew that game. As I said, that was their South Florida game. Clemson could have easily won that game by 2 touchdowns. They didn't. Clemson had Florida State. All they got to do is make a field goal, and they win. They beat Florida State. So it's a wild, wacky season where they're looking at 4-4. Like, they could be 7-1 with just a couple breaks. But as Bill Parcells has famously said a million years ago, you are who you are. And they're a 4-4 football team because of their offense.
Tim, I think we're going to sign us off there. Quick, easy 41 or so minutes. Appreciate you guys for watching, listening, just making us a part of your day. Unique post-game show with me being in South Bend. And if all goes as planned, the post-game show next week, your boy will be in Clemson, South Carolina. So hopefully that comes together as well. So yeah, folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Of course, subscribe to our channel for more content. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Stay safe. And as always, we'll catch you guys next time. Goolsby show Sunday night. I'll text Goolsby as soon as we get off here to make sure. But plan on Goolsby show 7-8 p.m. or so. You just follow me on Twitter at Mike T. Singer. I tweet about it. Goolsby show Sunday, and then Tim and I will be back next Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time, to talk about this game and what's next for the Fighting Irish. Appreciate you all, and we'll catch you next time.